Well, it's not so much about last night, Paul. It's about the 12 previous games. I don't think Adam Idah has scored in 12 games now. You know, that's an awful lot of games to not score at Celtic when you got great players around you. You know, the Coons, the Maedas, the McGregors, the Itatis that can make you opportunities. I think he rushes at times when he's in front of goal. I think he snatches at things, Paul. But I think as well it's a lack of confidence, you know that. I think well, he's desperate to score a goal and he needs to play in and around that 6-yard box for me, because he needs one to go in off his knee.
Could he have been a bit braver sometimes last night?
I don't know about braver, but he also looks as well as if he needs a bit of coaching. You know, he needs, Martin O'Neill always used to say to me, John, put your foot on the ball. Just put your foot on the ball, get your arm out, hold the defender off, and then you've got options then, whether you want to play into a runner, whether you want to put it wide, whether you want to give it to a midfield player and start to play off again. It just looks as if when you're not scoring goals, your whole game all of a sudden goes to pot. And the more he goes, per games without a goal, that confidence, it gets lesser and lesser. So he will be desperate. I still believe that Brendan will be. Brendan brought him to the football club. He did excellent last season. Obviously played in some big games. The way he reacted when Bernardo went through in the cup final, he was first to react from when Butland sort of fumbled it, scored the winning goal. And he was sharp. He was, he was on his, he was on his toes.
But Michael's saying that was then, John.
That was
last
then.
May.
But the other side of that is then, Paul. Last season he comes on loan.
Yeah.
So he is trying his backside off to get a contract, to win a contract. He's grafting, he's working, he's scoring goals. Now maybe he's got his 3-year deal. It's not his fault the club paid 9 million for him. He has no say in that. That's what Norwich felt he was worth, and Celtic obviously felt he was worth that as well. But I just
think he's given everything maybe confidence. Stephen, you were there last night. What did you think, Adam Idah?
I've been really disappointed. I know everyone's different, but I always feel as if there's a real lack of enthusiasm with Adam Idah. You almost just look at him as if in Celtic, I hear the argument about the frustration, and if he plays well, if he scores, it doesn't matter, because when Young Boys comes around, or when Aston Villa comes around, Kyogo's going to be through the middle. But you look at the other guys in the periphery of the Celtic team. I mean, you hear Brendan speaking about Yang. You've got guys like Luke McKennie. You get Johnny Kenny, who looks as if he would run through a brick wall to get one goal for Celtic. Get just to be on that pitch on Sunday, the enthusiasm. And you're looking at Adam Idah, and it feels like he looks as if he's at his job, he's at his work, not leading the line for a club the size of Celtic. And I agree with you. I think he's got to be braver. Celtic, the move for his chance last night in the first half, and he is getting chances, by the way. It's not as if he's just up there working the line, leading the line, and he is getting plenty of chances. He'd won at Ross County. He goes near post, I think. That's right. He goes across the goalkeeper, he scores. And last night, it's a lightning break from Celtic. Yang out to Kyogo, a world class ball from Kyogo. I mean, the type of ball you just know Kyogo's desperate to be on the end of himself. And Trevor Carson just comes out to try and put him off. He actually comes out, and Adam Idah looks at Trevor Carson, almost takes his eye off the ball, and the chance goes. That makes it 2-0. When Celtic, I thought, who were moving the ball really slick, playing really well, that would have been how many Celtic won by last night. And it doesn't matter sometimes. I mean, John, strikers are there to score goals. Doesn't matter if you don't play well, if you put that in.
I thought of you at that moment, John. What's going through his mind? Because he's there in position.
Well, he's made a fumble of it, isn't he? Because he gets any contact at all and it's a goal. He's only got to angle his foot towards the goal, and he's got to make sure he gets contact on the ball. You're saying he wasn't maybe brave enough. He sees the keeper coming out, and maybe he hesitates. Maybe he thinks he's going to get hurt if he puts his foot in a position to score the goal. But at this moment in time, right, the fans will be thinking the biggest signing we have to make in the window is a striker. Because you've only got Kyogo, really. Adam's gone 12 games without a goal. That's an enormous amount of games at Celtic Football Club as a centre forward to not score. And at this moment in time, he'll have a free pass. Because Brendan's brought him in, and Brendan will feel he has a little bit of an onus to back the player that he wanted so badly in the summer. But there'll be a position where the manager will go, well, hold on a minute, I might have to just start in looking elsewhere. Maybe the fact that Adam Idah's, not scoring. But there's other things you can do as well when you're not scoring. You can run in behind. You can make sure you get hold of the ball. And you can't talk about the press, because Celtic's press has been the best press out of any team this season. And you got to look defensively as well, Paul. The reason why they're not winning games is because they're conceding goals. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, Celtic had conceded 7 goals. The best by a million miles in the Scottish Premiership. Now you look at it, I'm not quite sure now, but they're conceding goals, and that's where they're not at their best at the minute.
It was 4 in the league up to the Rangers game, which is amazing for half a season. Then it's 7 in the last 5 games. So from last night, the big talking point is defensively. We're talking about a guy, and I didn't really like talking about transfer fees, because I was one that I think I've been arguing the case for Celtic spending that type of money and not to make a big deal out of them spending that type of money if they want to operate at Champions League level, where they haven't made big improvements. I think that it's been justified, but I believe at this moment Adam Idah's the third best option as the main striker for Celtic, behind Kyogo and Dyson Idah. I think if Celtic go and sign a winger, Kuhn will play, because Kuhn's been a player of the season. I think there's a case to be made that if Kyogo is coming off or not available for any reason, that Dyson Idah is your main striker.